four-man tag team match. Introducing from parts unknown, at 270 pounds, the Superstar. His team partner, also from parts unknown, 272 pounds, the Super Destroyer. Their opponents from Tampa, Florida, 234 pounds, Paul Orndorff. His team partner from Nashville, Tennessee, 230 pounds, Tommy Rich. Paul Orndorff is the National Heavyweight Champion.
The Superstar and the Super Destroyer, both at 270 pounds, taking on the very popular combination of Tommy Wildfire Rich from Nashville, Tennessee, and National Heavyweight Champion Paul Orndorff from Tampa, Florida. A very important tag team match, long anticipated by the fans, anxiously awaited, and it's underway. As Super D is in there now with Paul Orndorff. A headlock here by the Destroyer. And a reverse into a standing wrist lock by Paul Orndorff. A matchup of strength here. Orndorff applying more leverage with that standing wrist lock. And here comes Orndorff. What a match here, and a fine flying mare by Paul Orndorff. Orndorff, the National Heavyweight Champion, with a very punishing arm bar here. And here comes Tommy Wildfire Rich as he tags in with a twisting wrist lock on the Super Destroyer. Tagging out is Rich, coming in is Orndorff. Applying more pressure here. Twisting wrist lock. A combination of an arm bar. And again, Orndorff twists on that wrist lock. Tags out, in comes Rich. A hard right to the midsection and continuing to apply leverage on the left arm of the Super Destroyer. And so far we've seen no action from the Superstar, as the Super Destroyers had to take all of the punishment here, first from Orndorff and then from Tommy Rich. Still more pressure on that arm bar and wrist lock of Tommy Wildfire Rich is applied to the Super Destroyer. All the weight advantage with the masked men here tonight. Referee Nick Patrick chases the Superstar out, but he tags back in. And now it's the Superstar against Tommy Rich, and he's got a headlock, and now Rich with the reverse. Tommy Rich, much to the delight of those here at ringside, has the upper hand here on the Superstar. Superstar pushes Rich into the ropes, but tagging in is Orndorff. There's a lot of pain going into that left arm of the Superstar. Again, the standing wrist lock on the Superstar by Orndorff. And the very popular Orndorff, the National Heavyweight Champion, sends the Superstar to the mat on his face. A reverse wrist lock. The Superstar's in trouble here. Referee Nick Patrick making the Superstar release the hair of Paul Orndorff.
Watch him, Paul, watch him. Watch him, Paul, watch him.
Again, Nick Patrick, the referee, has to caution and admonish the Superstar. A headlock here by Orndorff. A punishing, twisting headlock. Superstar is playing with the trunks of Paul Orndorff outside the vision of Nick Patrick. The fans, of course, like to let Patrick know when this happens. Patrick, however, not the swiftest of foot. And here comes Tommy Rich. Rich sends a foot hard into the midsection of the superstar. A headlock by Rich. Tommy Rich, another favorite with the fans here. Tommy Rich with a nice escape there. The headlock and a nice takedown on the superstar. And referee Nick Patrick's getting himself caught up in the melee there. He'll not be able to see anything. Patrick kicks out. Continues to admonish the superstar. Superstar has a handful of hair. Superstar trying to keep Tommy Rich, and he did. He kicked him out the ring. He was trying to keep him pinned against the ropes in case he had the opportunity to tag out to the Super Destroyer. Now Paul Orndorff comes around to give his buddy Tommy Rich a little help there. Rich took a mean spill outside the ring onto the concrete. Super D sends a foot into the hit of Tommy Rich. And now the superstar putting a lot of pressure on the neck of Tommy Rich. Rich goes off on the concrete once again. Super Destroyer outside the ring sends a hard right to the head. Orndorff's in pursuit. Orndorff's after Super D. Now Superstar and Super D are outside the ring. And the Superstar butts Tommy Rich outside the ring. And Tommy Rich outside the ring and outside the vision of referee Neil Patrick is in some kind of difficulty right now. He's taking quite a bit of pummeling there from the feet of the Superstar. Tommy Rich, we can't see from here, but must still be, no, there he is, trying to get back in the ring. Super Destroyer sends a foot hard to the midsection. Tommy Rich is really in difficulty. Rich goes down. He may be out. This may be all. Super D turns him over, puts a foot hard into the neck, comes down with 272 pounds, and Rich kicks out. Where he found the energy, we'll never know. Rich dragged to his feet. There goes Rich into the turnbuckles against the foot, the extended foot of the Superstar. And Superstar checks in. Super D has to leave, and Tommy Rich remains in difficulty. Tommy Rich coming alive now, trying to reach Paul Orndorff. Can't do it, goes down hard. Takes a hard forearm to the midsection. Sends up a foot into the midsection of the Super Destroyer. Superstar's hurt. Tommy Rich is hurt. Orndorff being admonished here by Nick Patrick. Tommy Rich trying to hold on, manages to reach the outstretched hands of Paul Orndorff, who's mad. The fans come alive. Paul Orndorff. Here's a body slam on Superstar, and he comes down hard with the knee across the head. And the Superstar is hurting as he goes into the ring. Takes a hard right to the midsection. Paul Orndorff. Now Orndorff is caught by Super D. Takes a hard double chop across the back of the neck. A hard right to the head, and Orndorff is about half out of it. On the mat, Super D checks in. Referee Nick Patrick, of course, having all he can take here, trying to keep up with 4 wrestlers. Almost impossible for him to see the illegal tactics being used by the Superstar and the Super Destroyer. Super D comes down with a hard right to the head of Paul Orndorff. Orndorff manages to kick out after a count of 2. Reverse headlock here by Super D. And Orndorff may be in the grasp of a submission hold. Getting relatively quiet here. Fans trying to anticipate Paul Orndorff's next move, if he can move. This reverse headlock here by Super D has him in some kind of trouble. We can't see from here, his back's to us, but it looks to be his own form and style perhaps of a sleeper hold, and it is. There goes the hand, down once, down twice. No, he managed to hold it back up. Paul Orndorff trying to break the hold, and he does with an arm drag, but he cannot reach the outstretched hands of Tommy Wildfire Rich. And both Super D and the Superstar teaming up here on Paul Orndorff. Orndorff's going into the ropes. Takes a hard right to the solar plexus as he comes off. The Superstar tries for a... Tommy Rich might have saved the entire night there for he and his partner, Paul Orndorff. And Paul Orndorff remains in difficulty. Over in the blue corner. There goes Paul into the ropes. Takes a hard right to the midsection coming off. And a headbutt. Just about has all the wind out of Orndorff, a count of 2. But just at the last second, Orndorff managed to extend his foot over the lower strand of the ring ropes, and they have to start it all over again. There's a hard right to the midsection by Super D. A leg lift into the midsection. And Orndorff's tummy is going to be sore tomorrow. He continues to take a pummeling. Now Orndorff's coming alive. This may be all. Orndorff's strength has got to just about be wilted. Superstar tags in. As referee Nick Patrick tries to separate the Super Destroyer and Orndorff as the Superstar continues to pummel with his feet the very bruised midsection of Paul Orndorff, the national heavyweight champion from Tampa, Florida. The count's 2, not quite, as Orndorff kicks off at the last second. It was a second away from being all over. Again, a count of 2. And again, Orndorff kicks out. The fans now beginning to get impatient. They want to see Tommy Rich in the ring. Their favorites have been taking a pummeling here for the last 7 or 8 minutes. Well, it's a double claw hold on the midsection of Paul Orndorff by the Superstar. Now he had to let go. Orndorff got a knee up into the face of the Superstar, but Orndorff is taking quite a beating in the midsection. He may not be able to stand this much longer. There's the extended foot of Super D slamming into the middle of Paul Orndorff. Super D checks in. Superstar taking a bit of admonishing from referee Nick Patrick as Orndorff goes into the rope. Oh! There's a reverse by Orndorff for a count of 2. Flying drop kick by Orndorff, who tags out. Listen at the fans. Tommy Rich is mad. He's taking on both the Superstar and the Super Destroyer. And now we have a complete free-for-all. as Orndorff and Rich continue to clean up on Super D and the Superstar. But now it's reversed. All four wrestlers on the mat. Count of two, count of three, and that's all. Tommy Rich managed to get the pin on the Super Destroyer. And listen at the fans. They like this as Paul Orndorff, the national heavyweight champion, and his partner Tommy Rich have won our tag team feature over the very unpopular but very talented pair of the Superstar and the Super Destroyer. Well, Super D and Superstar